Microphone's muted again. Sorry about that. Um, Welcome to the stream, everybody. Hope you're having a wonderful Thursday. Let's just dive right into it. Um, so I did some things behind the scenes, a little bit here and there. Nothing too drastic. Let me in. Oh, no capital. All right. So I touched on behind the scenes. I wrapped up the OpenStack SQL playbook or role, I should say, and then I worked quickly hashed out the OpenStack MQ and memcached. I'm currently actually in the middle of doing OpenStack etcd and running actually into a few odd errors. Let's just dive right into it. Wrong mouse. Too many mice. All right, let's see. So here I got down here. I'm logged into my test VM here, which was stood up by Molecule, and this thing's actually really close to done. If this thing would just the service would just start. Based on what's going on here is this is the error the etcd is printing off. It's a little arbitrary. From what I see, the primary issue is going to be surrounding the configuration and what the machine name or what the machine name actually is. All right, let's see. So I think I still have my research here. I was hoping to hash this out in the morning and just get it working, but no dice. This person was running into the same thing. What was he doing? This is slightly different, but he is getting the same error, which is right here. Couldn't find the name. And then there's the etcd name right there. Let's go ahead, let's maximize this pane and take a look at the config file. Right there. So I'm just taking, so the way that I brought this file in is I actually went ahead and installed etcd, got a base config file that the default installer comes with, and copied the content over to this file here, where I proceeded to insert custom variables that Ansible can dynamically inject. And then according to the OpenStack documentation, these uncommented values are what they wanted filled in. So here's the cluster token, here's state, here's our name. So right now I'm defaulting to just having the saying here's the regular host name and just putting that straight in. So and here we can see right here it did exactly well, it actually did most of that. So it got up to client 1. I proceeded to add in .test.int in an effort to ideally just get it to work, and it's not working. And I'm not sure why. So actually one thing I will do is let's take a look at there you go. So if I were to ping client 1 on its own, it gets the 10.02.15 address, which is not, nope, it is. So the 10.02.15 address is there. However, that IP address is ETH0. That's a NATed port. Or it's going to be a NATed interface, and the port forwarding is not turned on. Let's try this. I'm going to monkey things manually for a sec and insert this IP address in place of the 10.IP that it was originally there. there. And then dt colon insert dt colon insert, and then we'll come down here and do the same thing for these two. Dt colon. Will this work? Oh, doesn't work. Didn't think so. And finally, colon. Oh yeah. All right. Let us try to restart CD. It failed. Let's look at the failure. Failed to start, couldn't find local name. Then here we've got the new IP address. Listening for clients. Couldn't find local name client1.test.int. Big. Distraction. All right. This is slightly frustrating. All right, let's take this domain portion out, save it. Let's try it again. Failed. What is going on? I don't understand what is going on here. Let's do another Google search and just maybe I'm missing something. Take this out. And take this out. Service file. This is already initialized. Report is blah. Let's see. Let's try this. Let's make sure it's not an initialization thing. Initialize. What's going on here? Let's pull this over so we've got side by side what's going on. And we'll, excuse me, we'll hide this. All right. How'd you totally reset etcd? And let's see, storage data on the disk at varlib at ct2. Removing all files in that directory will reset etcd, including clustering info. You'll need to do this on your own. Okay. So let's give that a shot. So let's delete everything inside that directory. Varlib etcd. Why is there an etcd2 instead? Default. Or I move it in here. I don't. Ah, okay. I will go ahead and delete. Yeah. Want that. I know. Alright, let's restart. Of course he didn't. We're at the bottom. Couldn't find local name client 1 in the initial config cluster configuration. Where is it doing this initial cluster config? Wait, 111, 712. Oh, it's wrong time. All right, so 111, 111. Still 111. Where's the beginning of this thing? Here we go. Okay, restarted. Recognize, blah, blah, blah. etcd version getcha. Setting maximum number of CPUs to 2. Listening for peers. Couldn't find client 1 in the initial cluster configuration. Suggestions would be helpful. Feel free, participate if you have any suggestions, comments, and whatever. Feel free to participate. This is a learning process, a helping process, whatever you want to make it. All right, so yum install etcd, add the config, blah blah blah, enable and start the etcd service. That's it. So one would assume that etcd does it on its own, or initializes on its own. Get here, so I don't. I'm tired of sudoing. This is a destroy environment anyway. All right, ls etc. Well, no, not c. Var lib etc. There's the defaults again. There's the member. Snap. And that's a file of some sort, probably binary. It's binary. Oh, it's binary. All right. What is going on? I'm so confused. All right, what do we do? What do we do? Tried resetting the environment all over again. That doesn't really help. This is a very arbitrary, or seemingly arbitrary, error. I did that. Back. Couldn't find name. Blah blah. Etsy server ensure initial advertise per match initial. Why is there Chinese? Let's see. Is there anything recent? Let's try filtering that. When in doubt, look for recent. Past year. Alright, so looks like Kubernetes. Puppet Labs Kubernetes has a similar problem. What did they do? And they closed it. Undefined name. Okay. This is not a DNS resolution issue. I found what was wrong in my etcd initial cluster value. Etcd initial cluster. There we go. You need to use host names in the format etcd-node name because this is what is hard-coded as the node name when the etcd container is booted. If what is passed to the -- name in the etcd container, which one is passed, it will not work. All right, worth a shot. Let's give it a go. vi. Oh wait, I'm in root, so the history is different. Etcd initial shenanigans. Initial cluster. colon, and then where to go? Client dash. Yeah, man. Count my fingers. You could do it. Yeah. CTL start. D failed. Kernel CTL dash. Couldn't find the local name. Client 1. The initial cluster configuration. Make sure I didn't do anything wrong. Initial cluster. Okay. Double check something else. Nope. Okay. Yeah, they make this look like it can just be all IPs and it'd be fine. Here's the controller. They use controller. I can use whatever I want. Point. There's client 1. Client 1. Ping client dash 0215. I wonder if that's still messing me up. I think that's still messing me up. I wonder if it is a DNS thing. Because if I ping it, it's there. And then if I come over here at my free IPA, do a host find, I should be able to see what the oh, actually, ping. If I do ping 192.168.50, 254. It just returns back an IP, not a DNS or a host name. So that IP did not get registered. All right, so how did I might be able to fix this depending on how. At the very least, I need DNS to work. That's the approach I'm taking. So if I can get DNS to work, and to the correct IP address, because there's two in this environment. One goes to a natted vagrant port, which just will not work. The other one goes to a host-only network. The logic here is that if I register to DNS the port going to the host-only network, which in this case is ETH0 with the 192.168.50, once I have that working, my theory is that my etcd conf we'll hopefully have a working state. I can figure out what that working state is supposed to be, and then pull those changes back up for the role. And then I'm gonna need to notify something or put a notification so that I don't forget this. Because forgetting this would be troublesome in the future. All right, so let's do this. The module that I'm using to do the registration is being called in molecules repair YAML. Let's make this shorter again. The thing doing that is actually this IPA client here. But I didn't put a way to specify which IP address to register with, or which interface to register with. So, which means by default, it's going to use the interface considered primary, which usually goes to ETH0. So let's pull IPA client up and we'll do some tweaking there. The idea is I want to make sure that this module is good on its own. Anything regarding networking or other extraneous problematic elements should be handled in either other roles or, since it's Ansible, as part of the playbook for that host. So let's fix the client. That's the IP server. This is under Vagrant. I don't want to mess with that. I want to go to Ansible and open up code to the free IPA client. All right, so the command that IPA is running to register is not indicating the IP address to use. Let's check and see. That should be an option. I'm all over the place. I want this guy again. All right, so IPA, that was IPA client. Oh wait, that's the base command. Put that in a default so it could be changed if desired. IPA client install. Client install help. Insert Beatles song here. Let's see. I should be able to specify the IP address that gets registered as part of DNS. Here. Aha! And the option can be used multiple times. So, what if instead of me specifying, well, all right, so there's two ways I can do this. I can either have the module just register any and all IP addresses that are there, or I give power to the role initiator to say use this IP or use this. You know what? It'll be better not to give that control. The reason being is because it just gets too complicated. So you can have multiple IP addresses assigned to a single NIC or network interface. So instead of asking the user to know ahead of time what that might be, it'd be easier, more efficient to say just register all of them. Worst comes to worst, the only downside is that you're going to have a dirty DNS server as far as the entries go. The worst thing in the world, it's not ideal. Although, I may have a problem. Let's try this. What I'm thinking is, what is it going to do if the server is not configured to be a DNS server for another IP zone? Will FreeIPA barf on it, or will it ignore it? Oh, wait. That's right under my nose and I'm not paying attention. Oh boy. Alright. Alright, so that actually makes it easier. All routable IP addresses configured on any interface will be added to the... Alright. Still begs the question though, if the IP is in an interface that doesn't work, will it barf? So, we can test this. Pardon me. Alright, so first let's delete the host from FreeIPA. Because if it's there, it's going to freak out. Then we want to do... Actually, is there command here to deregister? Because if the client thinks it's registered... Here it is, uninstall. Yep, dash uninstall. Alright. Dash uninstall. Go. Do you want to reboot the machine? No. Alright. And then we want to run the installer. Hey, nappy-headed sloth, welcome back. Glad to see you again. Hope your day's doing well. Hopefully there's less of a lag. I did a couple things. I rearranged the chat on my end that I see so that I should see it pop up in the corner of my eye. And the other thing... Oh, thanks. That's good. So yeah, I rearranged where the chat went, but the other thing, so I can see when it pops up a little easier. But I also lowered the... oh, what did they call it? Brain fart. Give me one sec. Settings, output, bitrate. I lowered the bitrate. Since I'm streaming a 720p image, the bitrate doesn't have to be as high, and should also not only reduce lag but also reduce drop frames. So far so good. I got 0 drop frames. Anywho, welcome back, and so I'm trying to fix a relatively rabbit hole of a problem. So I'm trying to fix up etcd, or I'm trying to write the etcd module. The problem though is every time etcd spins up, it becomes very unhappy, as you can see right here. The running theory that I have right now is actually to fix the DNS issues, because there's a couple things going on. One is the IP address I'm configuring etcd with there's 2 interfaces. Oh, no problem. Just tune in wherever you can. Save. Just don't get in trouble. I cannot be held responsible for getting in trouble at work. But I do appreciate the effort nonetheless. Alright, so I'm hoping that if I fix the DNS issues that etcd will not be unhappy, because it's getting a conflict between... It's probably trying to do a DNS lookup, sees that the DNS is not coming back with the IP it was told, and just barfs. And that's the technical term for it. Alright, so what I'm looking to do, actually, is not switch over there, to switch back to FreeIPA client. Oh, that's a new one. Sorry if I butcher your name. Zetsibby. Nice to... Oh, nice. So, welcome aboard. Hope you enjoy. And if you have any questions, comments, whatever, feel free to interact. That's what makes the stream is interaction. So, by all means. All right. All right. Track. Train. Depot. Found it. All right. Got my train of thought back. All right. So, etcd is being whiny. I want to get the command line that I'm normally doing with the role here, and get that over to Get that over to here to run by hand with the additional option of registering all IP addresses, and we'll see if FreeIPA barfs on it if it's an IP it doesn't want. So, where'd it go? I am losing my mind. Where? All IP addresses. Here it is. All right, all IP addresses. We want to do. Oh, we also wanted unattended. -u. -u. Defaults. Yes. All right. And all IP addresses. And then we want the principal. It should. Let's see. The principal should, because this is a test, it should be the test.int. Double check. Principal name, yeah, it's the test.int. Oh, IPA client admin user. Oh, okay, I know what that is. Admin. The password, the test environment, so it's super secret, don't tell a soul. Is I forgot. Password, I think it is, because I am that secretive. I think it's password. Worst comes to worst, I'll get angry. Password is password, so diabolically simple. Nobody will be able to guess it. The domain is IPA. No. That's test.int. Silly. The server actually should be able to. No, it won't be able to figure it out. Because of no, it will be able to figure out because of the etc resolve is pointing to the right server. The realm. Oh, I should not have waited so long to come back to this. All right, the realm. I think it's test.int. The enable DNS updates. Yes, I want to enable DNS updates. That way IPA server will update DNS automatically for it. For myself, I don't need the auto mount. No such option principal. It's right there. Oh, I can't spell. Principal. Oh, AL. Unable to find IP server to join. That should be it. That's the server. That was probably why I was actually specifying it by hand, or not by hand, but specifying it at all before. IPA gets a little funky. All right, the server is 168.4. Server. Cannot verify if this is an IPA server. Failed to verify. Be a client server if IP. Did you ever get your COA? I'm assuming I'm not overly familiar with all the names of things, but the I believe you're referring to the certification or any certification. I actually have no certifications at all. So I do have one certification that I would like to get, which I have until the end of November to do, and I really got to get back to it, which is for Kubernetes. There's a Kubernetes certification, and the only place you can get it is through the Linux Foundation. You cannot get it anywhere else. But that is the one certification I do plan on getting. But no, I don't have any certifications. Yes, I have a degree. It actually has nothing related to any of this. I have a degree in game and simulation programming. Um, so I can write you a mean Unity script. uh, but no, there's definitely a lot of things there. I would like to eventually make my own game, but in the totem pole of personal projects to get done, it's a bit lower on that totem pole. But yes, I do have a degree. Um, Write that real quick. Uh, Server, IPA server, IPA client server. If IPA client server defaults to blank, what am I doing here when I call it? Here's my OpenStack etcd. Here's my prepare. IPA client server is not called. Nice. I must be messing up something else. Yeah, I think that, there's actually a guy I know at work. He actually has, I think he only has his high school diploma, but uh he has a lot of certifications. A lot. Um, I'm not sure if there's any specific to DevOps in particular, but I know that he actually does have one. Um, with what was it? System. It was lower level system administration. I want to say Red Hat, but I can't remember. But yeah, if you can get it, and especially if you can get the job to pay for it for you, definitely get the certifications. They I There was one certification I was looking at back. Oh geez, I'm dating myself. It was about 7, 8 years ago, almost a decade, and it was at the time it was for VMware vSphere 4. Um, I got really close, but I never got it done. But if I do regret that a little bit, um, just in that certifications do pretty much guarantee you a salary bump. People pay you for it, and it's nice. Um, so I'm probably shooting myself in the foot by not having any certifications. But I'll definitely work on getting the Kubernetes one. All right. The test that in host name base. Um, I'm calling is admin user. That's admin password. Password is password. Host name and domain. Domain is being used. Well, at domain. Realm is actually not getting called if it's not defined. All IP address principal, password, and oh wait, yeah, domain is there. Server was not used, and realm was not used. Enable DNS updates, IPA client DNS updates. Defaults to true. Okay. Why is this failing? Oh wait. See var log IPA client. Var log IPA client install. What are you having an error with? Why do you not like the cookies I left for you? IPA server not found. LDAP server not found. Oh. Servers none. Search for LDAP serve records in test.int. Search DNS for serve records of LDAP.tcp. DNS record not found. IPA server not. That should have worked. Let me verify something. Etsy. resolve 50.4, and that should be you. There you are, 50.4. And then cat, that's the host. 215, that's fine. Ping, what is this? IPA.test.int. Oh, are you having an issue? Ping 192.168.50.4. You are responding. What has happened? The address, or no, at resolve. You have no resolve. That's strange. You should have a resolve. IPA. Oop. First search. Post find. What do you have? You have test IPA dash. More than likely that's not up either. Ping test IPA 1. Test.int. Oh, wait, no, that's you. Okay. Ping test. Oh, IPA. No dash. How a dash. .int. Name or service not found. Test IPA dash 1.test.int. Well, that's a problem. That would explain why it's not finding IPA. IPA is very DNS dependent. The DNS must work. Why is the name server no likey? Oh. You know, there was probably a reason why it prompted me to reboot. So let's reboot. If that ends up being it, I'll be relieved. I'll be happy. All right, login. There you are. Ping test IPA-1 test.int. No! You were supposed to be the chosen one. All right, search test. Why is this? Why does it feel like name server's getting ignored? I need some water. This is problematic. This needs to work, otherwise I can't test my IPA stuff. Oh, it's cascaded. It is cascaded in a mean way. This is a rabbit hole. Rabbit.